to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. Thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Man Talk Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. Woo!
Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome back to Man Talk Mondays. I am Derek, the thought engineer, here with my man, the myth. Y'all know him, y'all love him, comedian John Yogi.
What it do, sir?
It's doing.
Yes,
I tell you, technology. Well, technology is a trip.
It's
good when it works, but when it don't, man,
it really don't work.
Oh my goodness! All right. So,
wait, how was your weekend, man?
My weekend was cool. It was pretty chill. Pretty chill weekend. Not a whole lot going on. No, didn't really do a whole lot.
I'm trying to think if I did anything, because normally our schedules, my wife crammed like a whole bunch of stuff in our weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
So when I get back to work on Monday, I'm asleep most of the day. But
my wife was out of town, so I just kind of just sat around the house and kind of chilled, just kind of some relaxation.
Enjoyed that peace and quiet.
Little peace and tranquility.
And then as soon as she got back, she was
Well, we're going to hop off into this one we got for you tonight. Let me remind you, this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we give you the rational realities of relationships. But of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now, keep in mind, this conversation is not just for men. We want everybody to join in. How you do this, go into the comment section. Leave your comment, leave your question. By all means, that's where we want to hear from you. So holler at your boys.
And feel free, if somebody in the comments that you know, talk to them, speak to them, say, hey, what's up? What you doing? You in there too?
Whole conversation.
That's a whole little community in there.
Yeah,
so
whole little community.
Do y'all thing in there. Whole
little community. But we ain't going to belabor the time. We're going to get off into this one tonight. Fellas, what do you do when your boo locks up the goodies? What do you do? How do you respond? How do you react to this travesty of justice? We're talking about trapped in a sexless marriage tonight. Trapped in a sexless marriage. Now, let me go ahead and give a disclaimer.
We're not talking about us.
We're not talking about our wives.
Well, you see how my wife looking at me.
I gotta put that disclaimer out of there and let y'all know we are not talking about our wives. Matter of fact, I'll let you know exactly where this conversation came from. So I'm scrolling through TikTok and I come across this particular post. Right? I come across this post and it said a lady came into my inbox with this. Please advise her. My husband no longer worry when I say no to him in bed. He turns around and falls into a deep sleep.
Coma-like sleep.
Right? He falls into a deep sleep. So
if I can interject right there, don't mean to intercept. But it's funny how she says no, and then it turns to
then she's concerned.
What?
Because when he's not.
Yeah. So what he's supposed to throw a whole tantrum? What he's supposed to do?
When she back up on him, he turned the other way.
Somebody help me. But then you find a way to turn it on him.
Yeah. So I engaged with the post. It was interesting enough. So I engaged with the post. And so here's what I put. After repeated rejection, a husband will actually train himself not to desire you. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. right? Now, this particular post had 150,000 views, likes. Likes, they had way more views. They had 150,000 likes. My post, as you can see, got almost 20,000 likes. Almost 20,000 likes on my post, and there were over 400 comments under my post. So, a couple of guys, let's just show you real quick kind of what the guys were saying, what people were saying. One guy says, we get tired of rejection and stop trying eventually.
Yeah, you're right about it. Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That rejection. Another guy said, eventually we get tired of rejection. Soon he will stop even trying. Hopefully you will fix this before it's too late. Before it's too late.
What is too late?
Boy, we're gonna talk about what's too late. We're gonna talk about the point of no return. All right. Then one guy says, there is no mistress or anything like that. Sometimes we just get to that point where it's not really something worth moving mountains for. We just let it slide and move on. Okay. Oh, right.
Okay.
So this is the consensus. This is what guys are saying. These are the comments were under the post, right?
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does you not really being into it no more? You just let it slide. I think, and if that is the case, that has to be communicated. You can't work this out in your head or in the bed. You have to communicate with your spouse. Hey man, I'm feeling a way now to where I'm not really into that no more. I don't want to do it like we do it no more. You can't take me to time. You can't take me to Pound Town.
That bus broke down, brother. Well, if they have gotten to that point, clearly communication is the issue to begin with, right? Bless you. Doc Selena says maybe she wants to play hard to get. Hard. We married. She says sometimes women like a chase. All right. We playing hard to get, right? Right. We got to make it exciting. We got to.
But I got to know that's what you're doing. You just can't do it randomly. You're going to go hide in the closet. I'm going to get in the bed and go to sleep. I'll be in there in a minute.
Right. So you wake up in the morning. Why you let me sleep in this closet? Right. So
hard to get. and we got to kill this. It's understood almost now that when you get married, we don't even expect sex anymore.
Oh wow. Why do you think that is? Because I've heard men, even before I got married, I've heard men joke like, pretty much you ain't gonna really get none no more since you got married.
The best sex is when you before you get married. I hate to say, you know what? Let me say this.
What's your pastor name again?
I'm trying. Wait a minute. I'm not saying me.
Where your membership?
I'm not saying me. I'm simply saying when you take a poll. when you look at the statistics, women feel like they have to have more sex at the beginning of relationships than they do once the relationship actually gone. I think I had someone that I knew say, I don't want to sleep with him. I don't feel like sleeping with him no more. I feel like I did enough of that right after we got married.
So you would be saying, please tell me you are not saying women have sex with you to get you in, but as soon as they got you, they like, all right, I'm good. I don't have to do that no more.
Yeah.
Really?
Do I hadn't
That's
always
diabolical.
I hadn't always been a good Christian man.
Oh man, Ray, you tore up the whole studio over here, man. You ain't always been a good old Christian, man.
Christian, man. I'm just simply
a man
saying,
to God. You ain't always been a man to God.
It ain't supposed to be that funny though. That's what
right, you supposed to feel like everybody laughing. Okay, all right.
I'm just simply saying, man, it is what I think women feel like they have to put out and do more to get the man and to get him in there than they do to keep him.
Okay, because I get him in there, but God keep him, right?
God God ain't in this.
No, I'm saying because once I get him in there, he can't go outside the marriage, so he pretty much trapped.
Right? You're supposed to go nowhere.
Because you're not supposed to, right?
Oh.
And if you got you a good man to God, then he don't do that. He don't go there.
He's not supposed to, but chances are he probably going somewhere.
What's going on, Miss Genesis? She said, "Hey, Kings, this topic is funny." We keeping it light right now because I'm looking at the comments. Over 400 comments under my post, my comment that I put, and guys it was sad.
We're not expecting none less than 10,000 comments. If you had 20 on your,
I have almost 20,000 comments.
We want 10,000 tonight.
20,000 likes by 400 over 400 comments under that particular.
So 200 comments.
All right, we go for 200. We'll go for 200.
Y'all better get the commenting.
So women, any women listening, you can chime in. Let us know why lock it up. Why lock it? What are the reasons why you lock it up? We want to know. Inquire, help some man out tonight and tell us, give us some insight and let the men know why it gets locked up in marriage. All right. Brenda says women want intimacy, and that's outside of the bedroom. Make us want to give it to you.
See, now I agree. no, I agree with Brenda to a certain point, though.
Okay.
But now, this the thing, though, Miss Brenda.
Mm-hmm.
Once you got a ring on your finger, it would be nice if I did that sometimes, but we married. And most of the times we get comfortable with each other. And once we get comfortable with each other in marriage, which generally comes after anything after 15 years is comfortable.
Yeah.
But I have been told by some friends of mine that, hey, after 5 years, between 5 and 10, they good. I don't have to do that no more. I don't feel like doing that no more.
Is that what's going on? That they just feel like they don't have to do it no more? Or is it what you just said? You got that you too common. They say familiarity breeds contempt. Well, we get too used to each other.
I'm keeping it
and we take each other for granted.
You want me to keep it a buck?
Keep it a buck.
I think they don't deserve him no more like they did before they got him. They done caught him.
They done caught him.
Relationships are about chase or be chased.
Okay.
And if you allow me to catch you, it ain't the thrill ain't as good as when I was trying to nail you down. If I'm trying to nail you down, literally, I'm trying to. Okay, I got you.
Try to nail you.
I'm trying to nail you down. I'm trying to nail you up against the headboard. And once I catch you, it's not the same. Because they don't want the caught person. They want the person that was running.
Let me get the comment. Genesis says, we are not dating anymore. We are working just like you and being homemakers. We tired. We tired.
Listen.
And y'all just looking wrong. Also, listen, let me just let everybody know real quick.
Wait a minute, did she say looking wrong?
Because I get all of this stuff about, women, y'all going to the job and slaying, y'all coming home and y'all cooking, y'all cleaning, y'all washing clothes, doing all this kind of stuff.
They ain't doing all that.
Listen.
They ain't doing all that.
Men, we like IT. You know IT at your job? IT at your job seem like they don't do nothing. They the only ones who come to work in shorts and flip-flops and everything until there's a crisis that hits and IT goes to work. I remember my job had a cybersecurity incident. When I tell you those cybersecurity people, those IT people work 24/7. So we may not be in all the little things, but if something goes down, we the ones that step in to make sure everything can keep going. So just gotta point that out. Men are like IT. We like IT.
I wish I would see the hate in the studio we getting from.
Okay. It's Cheryl. Cheryl says there is definitely a disconnect. It could be tiredness, health, or mental. There's no communication or understanding. The feeling of being taken for granted is real. It has to be
taken for granted.
Now she said take it for granted, right? Ooh. But is that something that has been discussed about the taking for granted? or is that in your head that you're being taken for granted?
And you hadn't expressed that.
You hadn't expressed it. You expressed it. You expressed it in the lockup.
Yes.
That's how you express it. You express it in the lockup.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
so when she come to bed with the the old stanky what they call bonnet and the moo-moo.
Oh, because it's the moo-moo present.
You already know.
Moo-moo present.
You already know.
And they got rips to the side.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Stays on.
Right. Remember they used to wear the foam rollers and stuff?
And you supposed to make her want to desire you. Go, get out of here.
All right. Doc Salita says, men have to be aroused physically in the moment to have sex. Women have to be aroused mentally and emotionally on a consistent basis to be aroused physically in the moment. That's how women perceive love. When making love, they are physically expressing what has been poured out into them mentally and emotionally on a consistent basis.
Girl, if
men are trapped in a sexless marriage, then their wives are trapped in a loveless marriage, where they are not being stimulated mentally, emotionally. Yeah, she typed the whole book, right?
Put the Bible in there.
Men must learn how to be emotionally available if they want their wives to be physically available. Y'all don't want us emotionally available.
They need to.
Man, if we get emotional, y'all like,
yes, you're right. You're right.
Okay, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay, Genesis said,
They don't want that. They don't want that for. But
how much emotionalism can you handle? Women, let me know. How much emotionalism can you really handle from your man? Now, or clarify what you mean by emotional. I mean, do you want him pouring out his feelings and stuff, or do you just want him being expressive about how he feels about you?
I can't get away from it being a communication, because I think most of the time too many things go unsaid and unspoken. When she think I'm supposed to know how she feels, and he's saying he's supposed to know how you feel. But even in that though, you can't stop the booty though.
Okay.
Because just for example, I'm gonna let you jump in there. What's wrong with initiating love making, and right before we start say, oh, whoa, before you take me to town, because you look like you about to take me to town, sir.
Give you a good tour.
But before we go, I would just like you to know that before we do that, can you this or you that? Because I'm simply saying, I just think taking it from him closes him off, and it closes you off. Because after a while, he gonna say something to you about it once or twice. And after that, he's not gonna say nothing no more. And then the first thing they want to do is start hollering. It's this girl at the job. That's what because listen, the enemy knows when friction is coming.
Other women can smell when the man ain't.
Oh my God, you think they can't? Oh my God, you think they can't?
They can smell it. We be like,
oh man, dude,
like brother. Dennis says, y'all better listen. Okay, so my question is, she says, we want our love languages met. Simple. Unspoken expectations. Not stop the booty. Noxalina says emotionally available, expressive to us. All right. So let me ask this question. Should duty, when it comes to a woman giving her man what he looking for,
okay,
should duty override emotions? Should duty override feelings? Should she do it because she's supposed to?
I
or
think,
is it just because when I feel like it?
I think there is because this is the thing about sex. As much as I can want it, you got to at least make me feel like you want to give it to me. You can't hit me with and a man and all. We're not heard this one. Okay, come on, and you better not be all day. Girl, you better go get a lunch, because I'm about to be all day. I'm simply saying, because if she the first time a man turns down a woman, all hell finna break loose.
Oh yeah, it's not the same. It's
not the same at all.
Not the same.
So if it can flow one way, it needs to flow the other way. You don't agree? I mean, somebody tell me I'm wrong.
I get what you're saying, but we're not the same. We're not the same, and I think that's what they letting us know. How our needs are met and how their needs are met are different. It's if I'm right, y'all let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know.
But the issue is there. It's not going to take you 20 minutes most of the time to get us off your back. Literally. Literally. It is not going. If you come on, we would jump up there. Like a
old Baptist preacher. I ain't gonna be before you long.
Dude, because there is a time for everything. Tell me, there is a time for everything, and we don't want to go a half hour, 45 minutes every night. No, I just want to go on there, like a ride at the fair. By the time that booger go up, it's coming down.
When they get expensive,
I'm just saying.
They more expensive. They get the shorter they get.
Yes, I'm like, dude, and I think it takes more effort and energy for you to tell me now and be willing to argue with me about it than it would just to say, okay, well, jump on up here. well, come on then. Well, come on then.
Jump on up here. Genesis says it is an obligation. Dr. Selena says, what man is turning down a woman? Where they do that at? Hey, don't hit it.
See, that's the thing. Don't put us in a situation or make us feel like we need to turn you down in order for you to know how it makes us feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you keep turning us down, because one of the things I notice about sex in my house, my wife controls it. Even though she'll act like she don't. Oh, now what? Just tell me what you want. but it's not really about it's not really about us. Let me say it's not really about us. But it's not really about us. But she will tell me in a minute. If I say, hey, you want to do it? She'll say, do what? You know, it's funny.
Ain't no mind, really.
We've been married 30 years, man. 30 plus years. This is how we still like kids.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like this. You want to do it? She say,
like 13.
You know what I'm saying? And she'll say something like, you don't really want to do it, do you? And I'll be like this.
Oh, that's reverse psychology.
Maybe I don't.
Jedi mind tricks.
She say, go on over there and go to bed. You don't want to do that. And
you really sleepy. You really sleepy.
You are getting sleepy. You
tired. Go to sleep.
You know you had a long day today, don't you?
Genesis says, now there's rules to the booty we are giving you that we don't even feel like doing. All right. I get taking one for the team. I get that. But to your point, men want to feel desired too. We want to feel desired too. Mm-hmm. If it's all the time, all right, come on, get this over with. You know, then they're going like, man, go on somewhere.
But you know what? It's the fun thing about the come on up here. That's probably finna be some big sex you're finna have. I'm finna, because it's something about, I know you want me to hurry up and get off of you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get in and I'm finna put my hard hat on. I'm finna get me one of the worker vests. Them gloves.
Put some combs out of bed. Put some tape around it. Costing, man working. Oh my goodness.
And I'm finna be a spell. I'm finna be a spell in there.
All right. So Shantae says communication plays a major part. All right, so let's do this. So let's get into the reasons. Get into the reasons why they say people get trapped in sexless marriages. Genesis says y'all gotta approach differently.
Yeah, when you ain't looking.
Sneaking up on the time.
you really back on right?
Hey, hold on, what you doing? Right, I think that's frowned upon these days, man. I think it's frowned upon. You can't be Mister around there. It can't be Mister. All right, so we want to get into a few of the things that experts say are the reasons why people get trapped in sexless marriage. But before we get into that, let them know what they need to do real quick, man.
Y'all need to like, share, and subscribe. We are trying to break world records because listen, this is the best podcast in the world. I did a poll today between me and 2 more people, and we all agree this is the best podcast in the world. So tell your friends, tell your mama, and hide them, hide the kids, and hide everybody else. But you got to tell them about it. Tell them about the podcast because we're trying to do some great things. And also for our people on TikTok, with TikTok, follow us and like us on TikTok as well. Now back to trapped in a sexless marriage.
Oh my goodness. All right. So reason number 1 why they say people get trapped in a sexless marriage is lack of desire for sex, right? This could be a lack of interest in sex or specific disinterest in one's spouse. Like, so, I'm not feeling you like that no more.
Okay. So let me say this. So, we had a couple of health scares over the past year or so, 6 months, me and my wife. And I remember when I had my heart attack, I wanted to have some sex, but I was scared. Because I remember last time I had some good sex, I went to cardiac arrest.
Says he done killed
And I was, if I could be as honest as I can, I was scared.
This is real.
I was really scared to do. I wanted to. I be wanting, but I was scared.
All that build up.
Oh man, and I didn't know how to tell her, hey, I'm scared. I'm scared because shoot, the oftentimes we have issues in our head that we don't talk to our spouses about.
Boy,
and man, listen to me. That is really important because you know what? They understand more than what we think. We just got to give them a chance to.
Wow. Give them that opportunity to.
Yeah,
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. Reason number 2 is relationship problems. Relationship problems, emotional conflicts, communication issues, unresolved resentments can significantly impact sexual intimacy. Relationship problems. Y'all just got some issues. And the more life happens, the more there is a chance for issues to arise, right? You got bills. For those of y'all who have kids, you have kids, just all of these types of things. And, you know, y'all not necessarily interpreting the problems the same. And so you got to see how each other is interpreting. But relationship problems is the second reason. Derek Garner says, I think it's the quality of sex or lack thereof. It's a skill that takes lots of practice. And I think if we can learn to master giving our wife frequent big O's on demand, then maybe, just maybe, it'll help with how often it goes down. Okay.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. So he's saying if we, the more frequently we make, the more frequently we
you make it enjoyable.
So, and that's to say that sex is not though. most of the time, I know. One thing about your wife, when it's not enjoyable, she gonna let you know.
Listen,
am I lying?
Am I
lying? Most of the time, wives they gonna be like,
wives are more.
What you doing?
Because they know you, and they're a little bit more comfortable.
Is that it? Yeah. Do I need to wait for you to come back? Somebody gonna do something. What we doing? They ain't gonna let you get. They're not gonna let you get away with that. They're gonna tell you about it.
Jenny said, "Talk about you want to do." Dr. Lita says Cheryl literally put it on you. They think you put the last ride almost. They say it's so true. So true. All right. So which gets to the next one. The next issue is sexual dysfunction, challenges as such like erectile dysfunction, physical barriers, or all this type of stuff. And listen, the older we get, the more there's a propensity for there to be physical issues.
Yes, there are gonna be some issues,
right? Yeah. Women have hormone changes and all these types of things, but men do too. Your testosterone starts to decline, or they tell you that. All right, I'm convinced they trying to, I don't know, they trying with the foods and all, man, all this stuff. But you go through issues, and if you don't stay on top of your health, then men will withdraw because there's a fear of I can't perform. And
that's way more important, man. That I think we glide over that. Oh, man, that is way more important, man.
Tell man, heart out, man.
Oh, that is way more important. I'm telling you,
it's hard out.
I know. Wives will tell you about yourself. Oh, like what my wife told me the other day, you ain't gonna do nothing but give me a stern talking to. I didn't even know how to take that. Scared of you. I ain't scared of you. I ain't scared of you. I was like, that's it. I just go. And I thought about it. I said, that's all I'm gonna do. And you better not do it no more.
So you all barking.
I got nobody left.
But this it is a serious issue, because what we learned in, when we had our Lent conversations with Dr. Brandeis, right? He's we
got to get him back on too.
Right. He told us if a man is having issues in his nether regions, it is a precursor for issues with the heart. So, ladies, if your man is withdrawing, if he was usually like pestering you and it might be time to have a conversation, because he might be going through some issues and he's not feeling like the man he was anymore. Because I'll tell you, the porn industry is set up particularly for men who don't have sexual encounters that often. That's who it's targeted for. And so men, when they have these issues, they typically head down that route. They head down that road because it's a way to get feelings without the shame of somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
witnessing.
You ain't got to worry about this book rejecting. This book is not gonna reject you right here. This will be your best friend.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So go listen. Go. I produce a little slow today. Go get yourself. Listen. Go to the doctor and get a full workup. See where all your levels at, is because physical issues can definitely hinder sexual performance, and not just performance, but your desire as well. There are some medical issues that will definitely mess with your desire. All right. Number four, physical appearance concerns.
Oh, D.
You ain't that tall, handsome young man
I used to be. In the day, what you better tell somebody 6'2" with the plop 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 plop
with the plop plop. Okay,
now I just got the I got the and it's funny, man. We've been married. Remember, I've been married 30 years, and we don't even look like the same people we were when we got married. Neither one of us do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how do you deal with? Because everybody still wants to be attractive, but the mirror is the biggest fooler of us all.
Mirror got you cussing.
Oh man, dude! It's not about me though. I'm just simply saying we all go through change, and as we get older, weight start coming from everywhere. Yeah. You can walk by the Krispy Kreme place and gain 10 pounds.
Yeah.
But so how do we stay attractive? How do we stay attractive to each other? And if I'm not getting attractive, how can you tell me, honey? What's a good way to say? Because you can't tell me I don't do it for you no more. Because then I have to choke you and bury you in the backyard.
But what if you don't? What does a man do if that's what she's saying, if that's what she's expressing? And what do you do as a man?
I'm gonna put you in the backyard.
You gonna put it in the backyard?
Really, you might as well. that I think that is equivalent to me of giving me a heart attack for me.
Oh wow.
Because there's no bigger crush because I want to be desired by you. And if you see me going in the direction where where you see I'm kind of teetering over, teeter-tottering over. Oh boy, if you eat one more thing, if you eat like this, I think you gotta keep me within the boundary, like I gotta keep you in the boundary. Okay, hey, let's start walking, let's start doing something because we want to make sure.
Okay. I was just gonna say, because kind of going back to number 3, there's an extra incentive because your health is one thing. Now, if you in the effort to get your health together, you kicking in gear and start exercising more, watching what you eat and stuff, then your body is going to respond to that. Now, when your body responds to that, listen, if you start wearing smaller clothes and you start, you know what I'm saying, you start putting yourself together when you go out, who you doing all that for?
If I start doing push-ups, if I do push-ups tonight, she's going to be following me around the rest of the week and she's going to swear, you doing push-ups? What were you doing? Push-ups. You did 7 of them. What you doing?
7. Not 7, 7.
7.
7. All right, Latasha says, sex is a byproduct. You got to have more in common than sex in order to keep the marriage alive. Absolutely right.
I
you
get
absolutely
that.
do.
I get that. But in the meantime, though, when you don't see the misconception about people is people think we're too driven by what we feel like. Often, listen, there's a whole lot of things as men we don't feel like dealing with and going through, but you got to feel like being married. You got to feel like doing the best thing for that marriage.
Yeah.
And if I say, hey, this is what I need today, you need to make that happen.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah. Everybody has a point to where they're sacrificing. Everybody has a point to where they're suppressing their feelings. And truly, men are taught to do it a lot more. We suppress a lot. We suppress. And we need an outlet a lot of times. And for a lot of men, that's,
it's just too many ways. I mean, it's just, and I hate to, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. If I am, y'all need to find another podcast. but I'm simply saying this: there are too many ways to satisfy your spouse for you just to take a L. For you to say, nah, I just don't feel like I'm not willing to do anything for you. Roll on over and go sleep. Just too many ways. It's just too many ways.
Yeah. But we do have a responsibility to keep ourselves up for our spouses, right? That's men and women alike. We do have a responsibility.
When you say keep yourself up, what you mean, though?
Your physical appearance.
What exactly do you mean?
You can't let yourself go.
When you say go,
you know what I mean, man. You definitely got to pay attention to that. Let's keep it rolling. Number 5, the 5th thing is health issues and illness, right? This as a progress through marriage, there may be some health concerns that come up, right? So,
but to your point, man, and you're absolutely right. But the problem in most relationships, D, is we don't trust each other with the information that we should. If I'm not feeling well, if I'm doing bad, if I got something going on mentally, physically, I should trust my partner enough to have my back. One of the things my wife had a health scare a month or so ago. And I'm so I just want to make sure she good. Sex was the last thing I thought about.
Yeah.
That was because I want to make sure she good. And we don't trust each other enough in relationships to believe that he got me like I got her. It's funny. We rush into sex, we rush into everything else, but we don't rush into trusting each other. You are supposed to be with somebody that you trust, that trust has your best interest at heart. And if you have his, he have yours, why are we not disclosing information that can be detrimental to, if you're dealing with something that's major, I need to know about that because I need to adjust my lifestyle or my life and what I'm doing so I can be more understanding to you. Listen, if you give me a grocery list and send me to the store and you don't have ketchup on the list and I don't bring it back, you can't get mad at me. What you have to say is, oh, I thought you knew ketchup was on. I thought you knew we needed ketchup. No, I was going by your list. You got to let me know. You have to let me know what you need so I can give you everything that you need. Man.
I remember watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think it was Love and Marriage Huntsville. And one of the couples on there, the wife, she had a health issue that she went through. And she was on her way back to recovery, but her and her husband hadn't been intimate in a long time. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say he wasn't real sensitive to the changes that she was going through. She was like, "This is strange." You know, she's like, "I want to be there for you. I want to be that for you, but I'm just not feeling it right now."
Okay, let me jump
because
in right
of all of the stuff I'm going through medically.
Let me jump in right there. See, because the misconception, guys, that we think it the only way we can be intimate with each other is through having sex. Oftentimes the problems be we don't show no love or no hug, no kisses or no none toward each other. And all of a sudden now we're trying to figure out why we distant. We distant because it's not sex is a byproduct of the intimacy that we show each other throughout the day. But dude, because this is the funny thing, I have noticed
in marriage.
In marriage. I have noticed
outside of marriage, sex is just I don't know your name.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, but I have noticed when I was Cheryl, I've noticed I can tell when we're not being intimate. I can feel the separation when we're not being intimate with each other, and I can also feel it when we are. And it's just not about sex. That's the misconception. It's just not about sex. It's so much more, man. It's so much more. Go ahead. I don't want to.
We got two more on the reasons why people get trapped in sex. Maybe get Brenda. Brenda says when women are at our peak, men are declining. Y'all can't hang. So what are we supposed to do? Up your game or your thing.
Well, hey, Miss Brenda, well, get on in there. Wait.
Well, because here's the thing. The problem is you made a commitment. So you got to figure out something just like we do. And it can't involve other people. I remember this one woman tried to convince us that God gave her a pass to sleep with other men because her husband was having some issues.
We want to have that. We told her. We
in the clubhouse room. We ran her out that room real fast. Like, girl, get out here without that.
We wait for that all our life. Goodbye.
Doc Selena says, shout out to my line sister Monique Chanbiel, who says sometimes you're stressed and you just need your spouse to knock the stress out the middle of your back. Do it even when you don't want to. There's a health benefit in that thing, literally. All right. Well, so you said, look out.
And we just got to remember, sex.
You look out for me, I look out for you.
It's just not about
quid pro quo, huh?
It's about us. It's about us. Yeah.
Tarsha says, true. You dealing with something. We both dealing with something, right? If you going through, we both go through. Mm-hmm. Shantae says, speak, John. All right. Sharice says, now that's a sermon. Dwayne said, preach, fellas. We tried, man. We tried to let them know up in here. Now, let's get the last two real quick. Last two reasons we have addictions. And of course, number 7 is infidelity. Infidelity will kill the intimacy in a relationship.
Wait. I don't want to. I think I don't know if we giving the addiction all that it needs.
The addictions, okay.
You're talking about alcohol or drugs,
substance abuse,
being addicted to something besides coming home to your wife.
No, you're talking about the substance abuse and stuff like that. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, but most of the time when we are, if like for example, my wife is addicted to couponing, electronic couponing. She will get on that doggone computer from the time she get up in the morning to the time she go to bed at night. And I know I've noticed this. And if I don't pull up coattail, say, hey, whoa. I said to her in past yesterday, to be good at that, you gotta do it every day, all day. And she was like, they get an attitude.
That's how she do.
That's how she do. No, I ain't got to do it every day, all day. But all I'm trying to do is make her think.
Well, I would say this, because I remember recently you told me a $240-some bill turned into a $90-some food bill.
It did.
So you better leave her alone. Let her do what she do.
Everything in
240-something to 90-something.
It was all the way down. I seen it. I seen it. But even
make a believe out you.
Even in that, I'm still saying everything has its rightful time and place.
Okay.
That's all. That's all I'm saying. Because if I'm watching sports, one of the things I've learned that I'm older, because football is on all day, don't necessarily mean I got to be watching it.
Right.
Sports is on. No, I do. I watch the movie. Well, hold on.
Got the people.
Go come for me. I'm like, girl, I stopped in the middle of the thing to watch this movie with you, and she gonna try to argue.
Now you talk about addiction. Some people addicted to Jesus. I remember this one time. Oh my God,
I got so many funny stuff.
Marriage. I think it was a marriage class we were in. And this one man, he was expressing himself, saying, "Hey, man, my wife, she be tripping. She don't be wanting to give it to me." He said, "I with her at one time. She said she was praying. She was spending time with the Lord.
What else? What did it be?"
Say he never came back. She was asleep. He was mad. He was mad. I don't think we do a good job of dealing with topics like this in settings like this.
But again. It's funny. The funny thing about relationships and being married, man, is we assume everything don't need to be talked about. It's funny. Me and Cheryl been married forever. It seemed like since AD, and it seems like that we pick and choose what we want to talk about, what we feel like needs us to be discussed.
Okay.
And I can tell just as good when I've hit something or she's hit something that we don't really want to talk about because we start our voice raised and we start yelling at each other. Whoa, what you talking about that for?
You're gonna get whooped. Dwayne says it's a give and take between the two. Yep. Yes. She give and you take. Jaren Lewis says
that's Jaren from the church.
Oh, what's up, Miss Jaren? She says, did y'all bring up how we live in a hypersexual time/culture? It's promoted all around us. And if we are not keeping up with the Kardashians mentally, and if you are having sex X amount of times a day or a week, then that equates to not being in a happy relationship. Statistically, they said if you're having sex less than 10 times a year, you're in a sexless marriage. Less than 10 times a year.
You know,
that's what they say.
A year.
10 times a year. They say less than 10 times a year, you're in a sexless marriage. How many times is what's good,
year, man?
What's good?
That ain't even once a month.
No.
Wow. That's
took you back. I was taken aback by that one, right?
Well, could it make it? Because I think everybody that's been married, one of the things married people take for granted and we take time off of is sex. If we be honest, we're like, we'll get to it. We'll get around to it. Or we ain't going to, you ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. We just, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
So when you say 10 times a year, now you get thinking, wait a minute. Let me see, back in 77. but again.
Right. And then, like we said, number 7, of course, is infidelity, right?
When somebody done tipped out.
And listen, your wife not giving it to you, and I know men seem to, they just give me a license. I can, you know what I'm saying? That just mean I need to go somewhere.
It don't help.
Yeah, you invite more problems.
But it don't get bored, ain't that?
You invite more problems.
Yeah, but it don't help. But oftentimes I used to think, and I'm older now and got this gray on my face, so I understand now that another woman it's never the answer. Because the same problems that you having with that woman at home, you're gonna have the same one with the woman that's in your ear telling you everything you want to hear.
Yeah. If you leave.
Oh,
if you leave.
And it's worse.
Thinking, you know what I'm saying? Because you just leaving for the fun that you was having. Yeah. Trust me, you ain't gonna find fun on the other side because now responsibility got to follow you.
And the sex gonna stop over there too.
Right. Sar says, I guess that means the super saved take off every Easter and Christmas month.
I remember this girl was had got saved and she told her husband, I don't want to do the stuff that we was doing before we got married because and now that I give my heart to Christ, a lot of things we were doing was real wrong. and he was like, whoa. But that's why we got married. That's one of the reasons why we married, because
so is that a discussion that needs to be had before?
No, she didn't. She found Jesus and then told him after. Because if she had told him this prior, now if I find Jesus, I'm gonna stop all this. No,
I'm saying if somebody makes a change like that, you get saved and you say this is going to change how.
Well, see now,
because there will be some changes. But what about that?
Up. You can't change that kind of stuff without. I need to sign off on that. Because it's not just yours no more. It's about us now.
Yeah.
That's like me saying, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm finna go in here and give me a nip and tuck. I can't give me a nip and tuck. Right. You got that because it has something to do. It's not just about me and my body no more. Now your
body isn't just yours anymore.
Exactly.
Your body isn't just yours anymore. And I know obviously body autonomy type stuff, yada yada yada. But listen, we're going by the word. We're talking about save people. If you save, you got to follow the rules. All right. So real quick, we're gonna recap the 7 because I got 4 suggestions to help you, right? So, number 1, lack of desire for sex. Number 2, relationship problems. Number 3, sexual dysfunction. Number 4, physical appearance concerns. Letting yourself go.
Oh, that hurt me right there. I'm gonna hurt me bad.
Number 5, health issues and illnesses. Number 6, addictions. And number 7, infidelity. So what do you do about this? How do you remedy this sexless marriage? How do you come from out of it? All right. Number 1, the first thing you're going to do, open communication. Open communications. Experts talk about how being honest and judgment-free conversations and things like this help with intimacy. Right? They help with intimacy.
And give your partner, your spouse the opportunity to help. Because they just might be able, they may be way more understanding than what you think.
Okay.
Way more understanding than you just saying, no, we're not. No, I'm sleeping. You don't go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Because a lot of times what you coming up with in your head that they're thinking and you're not checking, that ain't really what is going on in their head.
Yeah.
And it's happening on both sides. Right. Devil be playing with both of y'all minds at the same time and keeping this friction in between y'all. And really, that's why it's called clearing the air. You clear the air, and that's what you do. You talk, you clear the air, and now the lines of communication are open, and some other things can be open too.
You hear me?
You weren't looking. Cause you weren't looking. Right. Number 2, the second thing is reignite romance and date each other. Reignite romance and date each other.
It's really important to remember why and how you fell in love with each other.
Yeah.
Throughout your marriage. Mm-hmm. It's important because you're going to have peaks and valleys. And when you do, you're going to need to remember what you love about him and what you love about her.
Yeah.
And those things are really important.
Yeah. So they say get back to the basics. Find some nice places to go, restaurants, some outings, and all this type of stuff.
Alcohol is always good. Plenty of alcohol. normally bring it on. Normally bring Pound Town on.
All right. Number three is address underlying emotional and physical issues. Physical issues.
Okay, one of the things I'm hearing about this one is there has to be a safe space created so that the people can do that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is in relationships, we don't make sure safe spaces are created, or we don't create enough safe spaces for our partners to tell us what it is they're going through, what's going on. Listen, I'm not going to hurt you. Yeah. This is a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's fun because I'm looking at all these shows on TV, and the first thing they say is, "Oh my God, he created this safe space for me where I can, okay, whatever." Yes,
right.
It just simply means having a platform or opportunity to talk and be understood without being judged.
Mm-hmm. Me and my wife, we hadn't done it in a while. Probably need to get back to it. We would just go sit out on the patio and We just talk. That was our place to just go. So get you a designated place, and y'all just talk. But it's got to be agreed upon. Hey, don't come at me. I'm not gonna come for you. Let's just put some things out here so we can just kind of talk about some stuff. So we need to probably get back to that. All right. Number fourth thing you need to do to reignite that fire is, and I say, is realign masculine and feminine energies. Right? Realign masculine and feminine energies. So it's like roles and responsibilities. Everybody start taking on different things, and these are agreed upon things, right? And I think it feeds more into that I'm doing everything, you ain't doing nothing, kind of, putting that to the side so they can see, hey, I got a partner that's helping me carry the load, basically, right? And that goes both ways, right? Listen, most guys ain't got no problem washing dishes. Most guys ain't got no problem cooking or even cleaning. Right. So chipping in. You got to chip in. Mr. Jamie Hardiman, he says, wait, will Jesus be upset if the freak flag flies in that matrimony?
That's female. That's Jamie. Hey, Jamie, where you been, girl?
Okay.
Where you been? I ain't seen you in a minute.
All right.
What's she say?
I don't know. She
said, would a flag fly?
He said, "Will Jesus get upset if the freak flag flies?"
Hey, yeah. If you ain't invite Jesus in, okay. The bedroom is undefiled, so put the flag up and get on the now.
Listen, if y'all agree upon it, and I'm not talking about bringing in somebody else to chip in,
unless y'all can agree on it.
It might more problems. I'm trying to tell you. It might more problems, right? So, but y'all talk about what needs to happen. And if certain things are triggering, you might need to back off. You need to be sensitive to the other person as well. Jaron says, thanks for bringing this up, guys. Miss y'all. I'm not married, but the expectations of sex before marriage make me not want to get married. Oh, I didn't know he was discouraging you. She said, y'all so silly. Love from Alaska. Okay. I'm out for now. All right. You be safe. Have a good one.
Be safe.
Miss Monique. She says, Dr. Selena Fitzroy Smith. Yep. It's true. Right. Talking about knocking the kinks out your back.
Oh,
helping you out.
Yeah.
Little therapy.
Hey, Jamie.
A little therapy. All right. So.
Oh, where our final thoughts then? Final thoughts. All right. So my final thought for this evening is, man, in relationships, we it's funny. Everybody wants to be happy in relationship. Everybody. If you ask their person, they say, oh my God, I just want to be happy. I want to be happy. And you know what? I want happiness for you. But oftentimes your happiness starts with you making somebody else happy. You have agreed that you have someone that's giving you a ring to where your job is to make them happy and be considerate of them. Oftentimes sex and sexless marriages are just a matter of, I don't feel like it, so I don't want to, or I'm not desiring you. Well, you signed on the paper, so now it's not your anything within reason. You should be having sex. That thing should be getting hit. So ain't no use you coming in here talking about your head, your feet, and your back hurting. Like my wife tell me, bring all your ailments to me. We're gonna sit them right over here by the bed. Why? Because you got some work to do. I'm simply saying it's your job now to make somebody else happy. And that's my final thought.
And I agree with you. When you take on marriage, you're taking on somebody else's life. Right? You're making yourself responsible for what happens to somebody else, the well-being of somebody else. And I know it's easy to emphasize the big things that happen, but it's the small, subtle things. It's the complacency that it starts to settle in. It's the familiarity that starts to set in, that if you don't watch out, it's like drifting, right? you look up one time, and next thing you know, you're not where you were. I remember me and my wife went to the Revolving Restaurant in Dallas, and she made a mistake, and she sat her purse on the ledge and didn't realize it was spinning around.
Mm-hmm.
So it was slow, and next thing you know, you out of place. Something is off. Something is out of place. So you got to always be doing some kind of check, especially the older you get, the longer you've been in marriage, because listen, problems and everything start to come in, and it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get distracted. We got to remember, y'all on the same team. Y'all got to look out for each other and be each other's support. That goes both ways. And that's my final thoughts.
Man, and remember, everybody needs to be desired. Everybody wants to be desired.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Make sure you're doing your part.
Yeah, because you have a responsibility to keep yourself in a good place too. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Don't put all of that on your person. You have a personal responsibility to keep yourself together. If that means getting therapy, if that means going to a personal trainer, if that means going to the doctor and get all that checked up, you got to do that.
And take them big old eyelashes off. We can't see your eyes. We need to see your eyes. We like this. We need to see your eyes. We need to see your eyes.
Listen, don't forget, share this out, like, do all that stuff. Click the subscribe button. Do all that for your boys. Right.
And man, we appreciate it, guys. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thank you guys for joining in.
We're gonna catch y'all
next week.
Next week. Peace out.